Yes, section 10, as I rightly said, it is called payment in due course. What is due course? What is due course is clearly described or brought out in this section. Shall I read out? Payment in accordance with apparent tenor. See that we have to become familiar with a few words called like this. Apparent tenor. Apparent tenor. Apparent tenor is nothing but when you make a cursory reading, the understanding you get is the apparent tenor. If I say, okay, today you are a stranger to Bangalore or to a particular area, you will ask some person as to how I should go to reach a particular place. You will say, sir, go straight and take a right turn. Go straight and take a right turn. So that means as per his tenor, you think that I should go straight. There is a circle there. I should take a right turn. Yes, maybe a little further, you may get another circle or you may get another right turn. But as per the apparent tenor of the instructions which you receive from that person, you have to go take a right turn in the first circle or first available right turn. That is called as apparent tenor. Again, payment when it is made according to the tenor of the instrument, like when you read the instrument, date 16th December, pay to Prakash, rupees 1000, 1000 only, signature. That means bank dryer is saying that I have to pay 1000 rupees on 18th December to Prakash. That is the apparent tenor. Nothing more. No extra reading. No reading between the lines. There is something called as reading between the lines. Na? Here you need not do that reading between the lines. As you read and understand, if you make the payment, it is called as apparent tenor of the instrument. Without negligence. See, these are the most crucial words in section 10. Apparent tenor, without negligence, and under circumstances which do not afford a reasonable ground for believing that he is not entitled to receive payment the amount therein mentioned. So firstly, apparent tenor. Secondly, without negligence. Without negligence means in the ordinary course of business, whatever you are supposed to do, you have to do. In the ordinary course of business, I'm telling you, you need not be extra smart, extra intelligent, extra suspecting, or you need not be examine instrument in a under a lens or under a microscope, or send it to some forensic scrutiny or chemical examination. All that you need not do any extra diagnosis. Apparent tenor, like if you go to a doctor, if you say, sir, I am suffering from fever or I am running high temperature, immediately he will prescribe something. He will not ask you to undergo blood test, to sugar test, to corona test, to echo test, to heart test, to all those tests he will not prescribe. Because he thinks that whatever you are saying is correct. You think that you are telling that you are running high temperature, he will just check the temperature and he will prescribe tablets. That is called as without negligence. I think you are getting it. Suddenly, the classroom has fell into silence.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir. Yes,
think.
sir.
Thank you, friends. Thank you. I'm very happy that you are cooperating with me and not raising so many doubts in the first session itself. Maybe once we move on, you will get answer to all the doubts. So that is without negligence. To any person in possession thereof under circumstances which does not offer a reasonable ground for believing that he is entitled to receive payment of the amount therein mentioned. Like if you are regularly going to a particular person or an office, they will assume that you are so and so. Isn't it? If you are regularly walking on a road, people will think that yes, you must be staying in the same locality. But you are seen for the first time, what will I think? Oh, this must be a stranger. Or when you are walking, if the dogs, the stray dogs or the street dogs, if they start barking at you, I think you are a stranger. Isn't it? This is our common sense. This is our common sense. We don't suspect everybody. But if there is a fellow on the road against or about whom the stray dogs start barking, you think, who is this fellow? Then you will make out, Acha, I have not seen him. I have seen him for the first time. Must be a cheat. Must be a child lifter. Must be a pickpocketer. Must be a robber. See, then you will start thinking. Otherwise, if you think normal, if nobody is raising an eye on you, you think that he is a ordinary person staying in this home locality. That is called as our intelligence. We, under circumstances, it does not apply. That means in normal circumstances, everything is okay. No hera-fairy. There is no room for suspicion. That means if you act without negligence and in good faith, see, this is another word, very, very important word. You should never forget these two words, good faith without negligence. Good faith without negligence. I'll give a small example as to how you can remember good faith and without negligence. I'll just give an example. I think you are going to remember this forever. And these are going to be the two binding words as long as you are in bank and even after you are out of bank. This throughout our life. Bhavani K raised hand. Yes, madam.
Sir, if we have been posted to some other place other than local place and we can't able to read the check properly, we can't able to understand that language, then what about that payment, sir?
Madam Bhavani, I think I could have answered this question a little later. Anyway, to satiate your curiosity, I'll answer. See, the drawer is authorized or permitted to make a check in any of the Indian languages.
Okay.
It is for the bank. If tomorrow you are posted to Punjab, let us imagine you are from Kerala and you are posted to Punjab, and if the check is written in Punjabi, if you are not able to read it, it is for you to somehow get to know either from your colleague or from somebody else or from learning Punjabi, but you cannot question his discretion in writing the check in any language he likes. Indian languages, more particularly. Especially tomorrow, see, I am in Bangalore, which is a cosmopolitan city.
Okay.
Somebody just to test me can write a check in Assamese, or in Sanskrit, or in Jammu, or in Kashmiri, or in Telugu, which is Greek and Latin for me. But then also, I am supposed to honor it. I cannot say, no, 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 you should write only in English, or you should write only in the state language. We are in Kerala, you should write only in Malayalam, or if you are in Bangalore, you cannot say you have to write only in Kannada. It is for the bank to decipher it, read it, understand it. So let us not take the excuse of not knowing that language, but to learn or to know from others and then write and then pause if it is otherwise in order. I think, Bhavani, I have answered you.
So we cannot be protected, sir, in that case.
We
If
will
we
be
have done any
protected.
wrong payment.
That's what I'm saying. You cannot take the excuse of a aligned language in making a wrong payment. I'm sorry. If you think that you are making a wrong payment just because you do not know the language, you will be in trouble. It is your responsibility to get it read by either another colleague who knows that language or somebody else. But just for the reason that you do not know the language, if you return the check, it will be wrongful dishonor and you will be liable for paying compensation. Section 31 of Negotiable Instrument Act. I think first time I'm using a section to scare you that you will be punished. You will not be protected. You will not be protected. Anyway, that's a little later. But I'll just give an example as to what is good faith and what is without negligence. On the other day, I was handling a session, a physical session for a different group of people. I was carrying my mobile and it was frequently ringing and it was becoming a little nuisance. I could not answer the phone call because I was in a class. Do you know what I did? I just handed over the mobile to a person who was sitting in the first row to the left of myself. I just told him, till the session is over, please keep the mobile with you. I believed him. I believed him and I gave it to him because I know that he is a participant and he is still sitting in the class and he cannot go away without my permission or without my notice. So I gave the mobile for
You are
safety.
not audible.
Kya ho gaya? I think Bhavani is facing a problem.
It's audible, sir.
No, sir, it's audible, sir. No problem.
Thank
It's
you.
audible, sir.
Thank you. Let us not fight whether I am audible or not. If it is audible, fine. If it is not audible, please listen to me more carefully. So this is in good faith. I am giving my own example as to how in good faith I handed over my mobile to a person who was sitting in the first row to the left of myself. Okay. I'll now give the example of being not negligent. I told another person in the first row itself who was sitting to the right of myself, Arey Baba, I have handed over my mobile to him. Please have a watch on him. Let him not unnecessarily meddle with my mobile. Let him not go through all the messages. Let him not go through all the WhatsApp messages which I have received. Please have an eye on him. This is called as without negligence. See, I acted both in good faith and also without negligence. This is how a banker has to be. It's a balancing act. I believed one person, I handed over the mobile, but I did not believe him in full. I told the other person, Baba, hey, उसके ऊपर एक आई रखो, उसके ऊपर एक नजर रखो. Don't think that I have just surrendered my mobile to him. Have an eye on him. You please be checking as to whether he's going through my mobile, whether he's reading all the messages which I have received, or whether he's going to answer all the calls which I am getting, or is he curious to know from whom I am getting the calls. So please. So that means I have acted both in good faith and also without negligence. This is what we have to do when we have to become eligible for a payment in due course. Oh God, it's already 9 o'clock. Time ticks like anything. Time ticks like anything. Little Hindi, really very good, sir, for understanding. Imran Khan, you want the class also to be in Hindi, or you are happy with my usage of Hindi? I do not know.
Both, sir.
Both. Thank you. Thank you. So, in accordance with the apparent tenor, in good faith, without negligence, to the person in possession of the instrument. Madam, whoever asked me a little before, sir, kya karu? Bearer instrument. Can I give it to anybody? No endorsement. To the person in possession of the instrument, whoever has it, as long as it is a bearer instrument, pay it. You are protected. Okay, as a prudent banker, we also get their signature and pay. Are you not paying it? Tell me honestly. Tell me honestly. You take your check, your father's check to the bank. Father would have signed on the back of the instrument. Then that cashier will say, "Oh, madam, किसका है ये check? आपका पिताजी का है क्या? Okay, आप एक sign करो." Why is he obtaining the signature? Because he wants to prove to the whole world that he has made the payment to the person in possession of the instrument. I think it is clear now. Banker should not have any reason to believe that person in possession is not entitled to receive payment of the instrument. Okay, अच्छा मैडम किसका है ये check? No, it is my father's. अच्छा आपका father है क्या? Oh, all these days your father was coming. Oh, you are his daughter. What's your good name, madam? Achha, you are a student. Oh, you are also a banker. Very good, madam. I did not know that our good friend Mohanan had a grown-up daughter like you. Great. That means I am indirectly establishing or convincing myself that you are the owner or you are the daughter of so and so who has issued the check, and I do not have any reason to disbelieve you. I think we need not. I don't know Hindi. Please speak in English only. Balachandran and Imran Khan are both in loggerheads. Both in loggerheads. Don't worry. I will do justice to both. A little of English, a little of Hindi, which is called as chow chow. Chow chow baat kar denge. Okay. Protection to paying bank. Today we are running a little late. Anyway, I'll just stop at 9:15. 9:15. We are supposed to only go up to 9 o'clock because Mr. Mohanan took a little time in introducing and also welcoming all of you to this session. Today I'll go up to 9:15. So we'll cover a few more things. Section 85, protection to paying bank. Paying bank is nothing but the drawing bank whose name is written on the top of the check, or the bank in which the drawer has the account. Any type of explanation is okay. It's called paying bank. Bank which pays the amount is called as paying bank. Bank which receives the payment is called receiving bank. Like a post to and from bolte na. From means what? The fellow who is from whom the parcel has come, or the envelope has come, or the letter has come. To is the person to whom it is addressed to. If I write a letter tomorrow to the branch manager, I'll say from R.S. Prakash. That means I am writing the letter. To means to the branch manager. Similarly, paying bank is the bank which is paying the amount. Section 85, very important. Very important. If you take care of Section 85, that is how the paying bank gets the protection. Simply read it. Where a check payable to order, देखो red में आ गया. Order means bearer order. Purports to be endorsed by or on behalf of the payee, the drawee is discharge payment in due course. See, I think whoever asked me a little earlier, sir, how can we prove the endorsement? How can we prove? we have the JAIIB, we means the JAIIB bank has the signature of the drawer, account holder. It does not have the signature of payee. Tomorrow, if I issue a check in the name of Achyutanandan, Chief Minister of Kerala, I don't know how your Achyutanandan signs. I only know the signature of the account holder who has the account with my bank. So whoever writes as Achyutanandan on the back of the check, I believe that it is the signature of your Chief Minister Achyutanandan. Or Shashi Tharoor. If somebody writes a check in the name of Shashi Tharoor, I don't know how Shashi Tharoor signs. I only know how Yediyurappa signs. So what will I do? I will just see, Acha Shashi Tharoor. Okay, looks like Shashi Tharoor. Okay, pay kar do. Payment in due course. I am discharged. Purports to be endorsed. Okay, that's where we always advise payees to route their checks through their bank, collecting bank, because collecting bank, it is the responsibility of creating it to the right account. Nah? That means 50% of my responsibility is taken care of. That's what I do. Otherwise, if it is a check presented over the counter, I have no way to make out whether it is a genuine payee or bogus payee. But I am acting in good faith without negligence as per the apparent tenor of the instrument. So I am taking care of it and I am protected as per section 85. Okay, a few more things which I should now describe to you. Forgery endorsement, irregular endorsement. Bank gets protection for forged endorsement, but not for irregular endorsement. Dekho. See, in irregular endorsement, yes, I am supposed to. If I say my name is Satish, S-A-T-I-S-H, payee's name is, let us say, S-A-T-I-S-H. But while getting his signature, I noticed that he is signing as S-A-T-E-E-S-H. That means S-A-T-I-S-H is different from S-A-T-E-E-S-H. It is an irregular endorsement. But if Satish is so clever, he will simply sign. Some other fellow, Prakash, will take the check and he will say, S-A-T-I-S-H, signature kar deta hoon. It's a forged endorsement. And JAIIB bank has no way, it has no way to check whether this Satish is the same as that of the other Satish. Whether this fellow is a original fellow, duplicate fellow, genuine fellow, bogus fellow, we don't know. So, but paying bank gets protection for forged endorsement, but not for irregular endorsement. That's why we are very particular about spellings. If somebody writes Anant, A-N-A-N-T, and if I sign as A-N-A-N-T-H, Anant, that's a irregular endorsement. Okay, section 85. Section 85 also extends the protection to demand drafts, because demand drafts and banker checks are nothing but the same. Arun Kumar, once again, kya bolna? What do you want, Mr. Arun Kumar? Irregular endorsement and forged endorsement or something else? Irregular. Forged endorsement is an endorsement by somebody who is not the payee or who is not the endorser. But irregular endorsement, which can be seen, like if I say pay to Prakash RS, but if that fellow signs as Prakash PK or Prakash TS, okay, otherwise I'll say pay to TS Achyutanandan. I think your Chief Minister's initials are TS. Somebody signs it as MB Achyutanandan. I want the money to go to TS Achyutanandan, but this fellow is MB Achyutanandan. That's an irregular endorsement. Especially in northern Karnataka, there is a family of Kulkarnis. All people in their home will be Kulkarni. Somebody will be S.A. Kulkarni, his brother will be S.B. Kulkarni, his father will be K.S. Kulkarni. Everybody is a Kulkarni. When you go to his house and ask, sir, I want to meet Kulkarni, they will ask which Kulkarni you want, the old Kulkarni, the elder brother, the younger brother, or the cousin brother, because everybody is a Kulkarni. So now to look for the right Kulkarni is regular endorsement. If you give it to wrong Kulkarni, it is irregular endorsement. So you don't get protection for irregular endorsement, but forged, we don't know. Okay, first time I'm going to Kulkarni's house. There may be a Deshpande there in his house. And Deshpande will come and say, I am the Kulkarni. You will know, in good faith, you will give that money to him. You are saved. Because you don't know who is Deshpande, who is Kulkarni. Isn't it? This is the difference. I think I have made out as simple as possible.
Sir, but in endorsement case, they have to produce KYC now, sir.
No, Baba,
payment?
no, my dear Bhavani. I think you have to become a practical banker. It is not our obligation to insist on KYC when you are making the payment over the counter, that too of a bearer check. If it's an order check, yes. If it's an order check, you have to give it to the order of the payee. Yes, in that case, maybe you may have to insist on KYC and to prove that he is the right fellow. But in case of a bearer check, please don't insist. We cannot insist. And once a bearer, always a bearer. Instead of paying it to X, you pay to Y. You are protected. Okay. As a practical banker, you take all precautions to see that the money goes to the right person. That way, yes. But even if you make a wrong payment also, except getting the wrath of the customer, you don't lose anything. You will get protected. You will not be pulled by the court. You will not be pulled by district consumer forum, or you will not receive strictures from ombudsman. Okay, I'm saying that much. So let us stop it here. Irregular. Okay, whatever I think I have told you, I will stop here after reading this slide. It's already 9:15, and I think you'll be getting late for your dinner.
Actually, till 9:30 we're having a class.
No, madam. 8. Oh, sorry. Extremely sorry. Thank you for it. I thought it was from 7:30 to 9. Yes, we can go up to 9:30. 8 to 9:30. Thank you for intervening and throwing light on this. Thank you very much. So we'll go up to 9:30. I was thinking that the session began at 7:30. Extremely sorry for that. Okay. Irregular endorsement. Dekho idhar spelling. A check is made payable to SV Ray, R-A-Y Ray. I gave you the example of Anant, Satish. So many things. R-A-Y, but spelled as R-A-I. And this fellow says R-A-Y. This is an irregular endorsement. I will write to Bhavani, B-A-V-A-N-I. But you will sign as B-H-A-V-A-N-I. Wrong. Irregular endorsement. I will write Shashikala, S-H-A-S-I-Kalika, S-H-A-S-I. But you will write it as S-H-A-S-H-I. If there is a spelling mistake or if there is a change in the spelling, the way, there are some people called as Rao, they will say R-O-A Rao. But I write it as R-A-O Rao. Rai, Ray, Rao, Nambi, Nambiar, Kutti, K-U-T-T-I, Kutti. I write it as K-U-T-T-Y, Kutti. If there is a change in the spelling, it is an irregular endorsement. So we will not get protection for irregular endorsement. But forgery, yes. But forgery of the signature, no. See, drawer signature, if it is forged, it is a nullity and you will not be protected. But forgery by a payee, no, there is no way to make it and you are safe. I think now you are making it clear. Forgery of a drawer signature is a nullity. It is no mandate. You cannot pay that instrument because you have the drawer signature on your record. Specimen signature आपके पास है. Every time you can. Harita.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry.
No problem. So now I think, my dear friends, you are aware of the difference between signature of a drawer and signature of a forger and endorser. Drawer signature, if it is forged, it is a nullity. It is no mandate. You cannot pay it. That much I can caution you. But if the endorser's signature is forged, we cannot help it. But if the spelling is different, it is an irregular endorsement and you are not protected. Okay. Okay, section 85, either it is 1 or 2, it all deals with either checks or demand drafts. There is no clear difference. For all practical purposes, please bear in mind that draft and check are the same. Okay, when you go to bank tomorrow, when you are dealing with drafts, yes, you have to take care of it differently because it's a prepaid instrument, value is already received. But as regards Negotiable Instrument Act, whatever is applicable to check is also applicable to drafts. Okay, where a check originally exposed to payable bearer, देखो आ गया. The bearer is, the drawee is discharged by payment in due course, the bearer thereof, notwithstanding any endorsement, whether in full or blank. Bhavani, Harita, so many people asked so many questions. Sir, should we obtain KYC? Should we get their signature? Once a bearer, always a bearer. Once a bearer, always a bearer. Close your eyes and pay it. But open your eyes and see whether it is correctly drawn. It should be, instrument should be as per apparent tenor. You cannot pay a stale check. You cannot pay an outdated check. You cannot pay a post dated check. You cannot pay if the amount in words and figures is illegible. If the drawer signature is forged, you cannot pay it. But otherwise, if it is a bearer check, you are absolved of your responsibility. I am not saying pay like that. Whatever precautions you are taking, you take. But even if by chance you have omitted something, but you have acted in good faith. मेरा mobile का example ले लो. Mobile example, you always, like you give it, na, like any mummy or like any mother gives her mobile to her child to play with in good faith. But she's also very careful. Now she'll be watching as to what the child is seeing, whether it is playing games, whether it is playing something else. Will she not observe? Similarly, you should also act in good faith and without negligence. Then only you will be protected. Can we pay any amount to bearer check? Bapre, Arun Kumar, why are you getting this doubt? We are getting into some other area. Okay, payment in cash, any amount. There are so many other restrictions. Now that KYC becomes important, prevention of money laundering is also important, and we also have to go by income tax rules. Income tax rules. There are so many other things. We are not talking of negotiable instruments or the payment of that. Okay, in the good old days, even lakhs of rupees were being paid in cash for the counter. I think I'm making it clear. Today, 50,000, 1 lakh, nobody will pay because income tax, because PMLA, prevention of money laundering, anti-money laundering measures, high value transactions, suspicious transactions. There are so many things, na? And you also insist on PAN number, you that, this, you have so many restrictions on even purchasing a draft for more than 50,000 rupees. You cannot pay the proceeds of a fixed deposit if it is more than 20,000 rupees in cash. And there are so many restrictions. Arun Kumar, why are you bringing bad name to Negotiable Instrument Act? Huh? I think I have answered it. Whether it is a bearer check or order check. So forged signature will get, Are Bapre, forged endorsement. Yes, Lakshmi Mukund. Yes, the answer is yes. However, so forged signature will not get protection. Forged signature will not get it, but forged endorsement will get. Okay, then in bearer check, if the face of the check is written as Ravi, can we pay it to Suresh? Yes, because it's a bearer check. But if Ravi has signed as RAVEE, you cannot pay it. Ravi, if it is spelled as RAVEE or Ravish, RAVISH, you cannot pay it because it's an irregular endorsement. But you can pay to Suresh because it's a bearer check. Good. I think now Balaji is now making it very clear as to the difference between a forged check, forged endorsement, irregular endorsement. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. We are getting your answers so instantaneously. Better endorsements can be ignored. All right, one more message. What is this? Thank you, sir. Good. But please, at least till 22nd of next month, let us keep focused on the content. Okay, I know, especially in Negotiable Instrument Act, we'll get lot of doubts. That's why there are two things called as theory of banking, practice of banking. And both are different many times, especially when it comes to if there is a difference in the amount mentioned in words and figures. वर्ड्स में 1000 लिखता है, फिगर्स में 1 लाख लिखता है, और फिगर्स में 10,000 लिखता है, वर्ड्स में 1 crore लिखता है. I am giving an example. What should we do? As per theory of banking, as per law of banking, you pay what is mentioned in the words. But do we do it? Honestly, no. Tell me, if is there a banker, one banker in the whole of this world who pays like that?
No, sir.
In practice, we don't pay, we will return with the reason words and figures differs. But you are protected even if you pay a check where the amount mentioned is different from words to figures. Okay, figures may he has written 100, words may he has written 1 lakh. You pay 1 lakh. Don't think that it is a overpayment, excess payment. Tomorrow that fellow also cannot come and question you, sir, I have written 100. Don't you have eyes? Can't you read? How did you pay 1 lakh? You can straight away say, Baba, as per Negotiable Instrument Act, I am well within my rights in paying the amount which is mentioned in the words. You should have been more careful. Don't play with zeros. Just because you are very frugal, you are writing only 2 zeros. But when it comes to words, because 1000 is a big word and you don't know the spelling of that, you simply wrote one LAC. Some people write, even they don't write LAKH, they write LACK. They write LAC. Today the fashion is people write in lakhs means LACS. Lakh means actually it is not 1 lakh. Lakh is different from lakh. LAC is that wax which you get. LAC lakh which you put as a seal, red seal for examination. Like what is that? Important articles which are kept in a box, which are given that seal with that lakh red thing. That is LAC. LACK means lacking common sense. That means he does not have that. But he will write 1 lakh. You are paying 1 lakh, LAKH. Actually, LAKH is the right way of writing the amount of 1 lakh. But some people write LAC, some people write LACK, some people write LOOK, look, so many things. Okay. Protection paying bank, promissory. Now we are going a little away from checks, bill of exchange and promissory note, which are also negotiable instruments, where a promissory note or bill of exchange has been materially altered, but does not appear to have been altered. Because section 89, again a protection available to us. Material alteration, very significant. What is material? Very significant, very important, very important. Nowadays, these problems are facing. Yes, Imran Khan. Kya kare? Imran Khan. Khan is also Khan is Khan. I'll say KAN. Somebody will say CAN. Somebody will write as KHAN. Can. Some people will say KHAN. All these things we have to. KHAN, I think, is the right usage of Khan. Some people say King Kong. Kong. So many things. Okay. Where a check is presented for payment which does not at the time of presentation appear to be crossed out as a which has obligated. Dekho, if you make a open check, a crossed check, it is not a material alteration. But if you make a cancellation of crossing or if you erase it, it's a material alteration. Because the words. Material alteration is something significant. I'll give one more example. If you cross an open check, it is not a material alteration. But if you cancel the crossing or if you take a eraser and rub it and alter it or obliterate it, that's a material alteration. If you make a bearer check, an order check, not a material alteration. But if you cut a order check into a bearer check, it's a material alteration. If you fill in the date, not a material alteration. If you alter the date, material alteration. If you fill in the payee's name, not a material alteration. If you alter the payee's name, material alteration. If you fill in the amount in words and figures, not a material alteration. But if you alter it, material alteration. These are all the examples which I can give for material alterations, and the illustrations are plenty. But payment was liable to pay, paying the sum according to apparent tenor payment. If you take care of these three things, section 31, I am liable to pay. Section 85, I am paying according to the apparent tenor, in good faith, without negligence, and in due course, I am protected. See, so much protection is available, but unfortunately, we bankers think that we are left in the lurch and we don't have any protection. But if you act in good faith and without negligence, honestly, there is a saying, na, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. There is a saying in Sanskrit, the word dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. To protect dharma.
Sir, in payment in due course, sir, just we are paying in advance to customer, sir, the amount with good faith and apparent honor like that.
That is payment in due course. No, that is holder in due course. I think you are confusing between holder in due course and payment in due course. Holder in due course is the one who has made the payment before the payment is realized, like discounting. When you discount a check or a bill of exchange, you will become holder in due course. That means you have made the payment in advance, even before you get the money from the JAIIB bank. That is called as holder in due course. But payment in due course is not advance in advance payment. Okay, I was again coming back to Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. There is belief that if you protect dharma, if you do good things, good will happen to you. If you protect dharma, dharma will take care of you. Isn't it? We always believe in it. Na? If you save money, money will save you. The latest saying is, don't worry about dharma and good things. Believe in saving money. If you save money, money will save you. How? Every month I am saving 100 rupees and suddenly police will catch me for some penalty. I have to pay 1000 rupees, so I can pay him. So money will save you if you have saved money. If you have not saved money, money will not save you. Okay, like that, if you have acted in good faith as per apparent tenor without negligence and in due course, you will be protected. Section 89 covers not only checks but promissory note and bill of exchange. So these are all the three negotiable instruments which get for which protection is available as per section 89. I think clear. Now, okay, material alteration का example I have both दे दिया हूँ. I am ahead of the slide. Whoever asked me, sir, आप क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं? उधर क्या दिख रहा है? There is no match बोल रहे थे ना? Somebody told me. So there is some mismatch, sir. Slide is saying something. You are talking something nonsense. No, I am not talking nonsense. I am only ahead of what I have to say. I was telling you about material alteration, section 87. I will simply read it. Any material alteration is of a negotiable renders the same void. Void means lapse. Uska value nahi, it becomes valueless. Renders the same valueless as against anyone who is a party thereto at the time of making such alteration and does not consent thereto unless it was made to carry out common intention of the original parties. Any such alteration, if made by an endorser, discharges endorser from all liability to him in respect of consideration thereof. Something. It's a little legal. It's one sentence which almost has around 100 words. Don't get confused. The only thing you should know is if the intention of the dryer is not if the intention of the dryer or the endorser is different, then what is appearing as per the apparent tenor, then it is a material alteration. Take a date. If you fill in, no. If you alter, yes. Place of payment in case of bill of exchange or a promissory bill of exchange, particularly bill of exchange. Place of payment comes in bill of exchange, not in check or demand promissory note. All please mute. Mr. Biju, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting me. Place of payment in a bill of exchange. If it is filled in, no material alteration. If it is altered, okay, if we say in bill of exchange, some business fellow, some seller will say, will direct the buyer to make payment in Chennai. That fellow will change Chennai to Coimbatore. Wrong, it's a material alteration. Amount, yes, no doubt. If it is filled in, if it's a blank check, you fill in it, no, there is no way to make it out. But if somebody cuts it, 100 को cut करो, or somebody has written 1 lakh LAC, and in good faith you will say LAC को cut करके LAKH लिखो, it's a material alteration. Names of parties, PE, or if in case of a bill of exchange, either both the dryer and dry of the bills. Substitution of देखो आ गया, substitution of bearer in place of order. So you cannot convert an order check into bearer check, but you can always convert a bearer check into an order check. Bearer check, if it is converted as order check, it gives more protection. So that way not a problem. But if you like, it's like a house which is not locked. If you lock it, it is good. But if you break a lock, okay, somebody has locked his house and gone out. You break it. Is that not dangerous? Can somebody not complain against you? So Place of payment, example, I told you, na, it comes in bill of exchange. Bill of exchange, if I say, if I am the seller and if I ask the buyer to make the payment in Delhi, if he says, no, I cannot make the payment in Delhi, I am from Bangalore, I'll make the payment in Bangalore. That is called as place of payment. It appears or it is relevant for bill of exchange. How do we convert bearer check into order check? Killai Shankari. Simply cut the word bearer and write order. Sign it. Drawer or payee is authorized to convert a bearer check into order check simply by scoring off, by drawing a line against the word bearer and on above it write order. But when you are signing, payee cannot sign, only drawer has to sign. Because drawer is responsible for making any changes in the instrument, and any changes, cuttings has to be authenticated by the drawer. So, okay, even if you think that as payee, you want it to be altered, you can simply cut the word bearer and write the word order. That's all.
Sir, if nothing is mentioned, bearer or order means what we need to consider?
See, in a check, it cannot come without bearer order. It has to be with either bearer or order. Only RBI can issue bearer drafts, not any other person. And any check will have either the word bearer or order. It cannot be without this. Simply, nobody can say, please pay to. You have seen a check, na, specimen of a check. Please pay to payee, pay to, dash, 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 dash. At the end, there is a word called bearer. If it's a current account check, it will be order. A check cannot come without either the word bearer or order, because it will restrict the negotiability. If you simply write, please pay to Prakash, it will not be a negotiable instrument. It cannot remain a negotiable. The very characteristic of a negotiable instrument is it can be transferred either by endorsement or by delivery or by both. And if you don't have the word bearer or order, how can you transfer it? It's like a income tax refund order. It is a refund order. It is not a check. What do you get in an income tax refund order or a court check? Simply they will say pay to him, Lata. That's all. They will not say bearer or order. So, but bank means, check means, it should have the word either bearer or order. Alteration of crossing, I told you now, if you cross a check which is otherwise open, it is not a material alteration. But if you cancel crossing, that's why if a check crossing is cut or cancelled, we will not pay the check. We will not pay the check. We will return it. Okay, material alteration makes the check void. Void means valueless. Valueless. It will become an ordinary piece of paper. It will not have any value. Okay, 9:36. I'll take another 4 minutes and exactly stop at 9:40. If you have any doubts, and you please give me a feedback as to the speed with which we are going, and also the language I am using. Is it becoming difficult?
Sir, please explain order check.
Please explain.
Order check.
Order check is a check which is payable either to the payee or to the order of payee. That's all. Okay. Now I'll give one more example, then I'll listen to the other person. I'll tell something. Baba, please get me one bucket of water. I will ask whom, my friend Prakash. Either Prakash should get me one bucket of water or one glass of water, or Prakash will say his wife, he wants one glass of water, please get. That means Prakash is ordering his wife to get me one glass of water. But I want one glass of water. I am particularly asking Prakash to get me one glass of water. But because Prakash is not able to get me one glass of water, he is asking his wife. That means order check. I am asking the bank to pay money to Harish. But Harish is saying, no, I don't want money. Please pay to Suresh. Order. Yes, madam. I think somebody else had some other doubt. Please.
Example of place of payment is comes under only for DD, no?
No, not DD. It is in bill of exchange. It's in bill. See, you don't mean the place on which it is drawn as the place
Actually,
of payment.
DD also we used to tell we used to type no payable at.
Payable at you will write, madam. But does it restrict the transferability? If a DD receive payable at Delhi can be discounted in Bangalore, na?
Yeah. Sorry.
But not a bill of exchange. The place of payment is relevant in bill of exchange, not in draft. Draft is only a instruction because it's an internal arrangement for the purpose of reconciliation. They are asking the payment to be made in a particular place because in that place it will be at par. It will be at par, no collection charges will be there. But if you get a draft payable in Delhi and if you give it in Bangalore, they will discount. They will give some less money, they will charge something, they will take postal charges, they will take some commission and pay you. That means it is not restricting the place of payment. But place of payment becomes relevant in bill of exchange. Okay. Aparna says perfectly okay, sir, because you are giving good examples, which is helping us to understand the topic better. Thank you, sir. But my
So crossing of check, sir. Sir, when check is crossed and if suppose it is cut and authenticated, is it valid, sir?
No, usually practice of banking, we return the check because somebody else might have crossed and forged the signature of the drawer. Aapka paas ek signature hai.
If drawer only does it.
If you are very sure, usually as a practice, as a practical banker, we will ask the drawer to issue one more check. But if you are pakka, if you are sure that the crossing has been cancelled by the drawer himself, you can make it, you can pay it. But it becomes material alteration of crossing if it is not without the authentication. What I meant when I said you are cancelling the crossing or erasing it, obliterating it, that means without authentication. If there is an authentication by the drawer, and if you are sure that it is done by the drawer himself or he has separately confirmed to you, you can make it. You can pay it, and as per section 89, you will get the protection. But if in case, see, as practice, see, kya hota hai, lot of people, very smart Alex are there, na? They are forgery masters. And some signatures are so easy to forge, simply people misuse it. That's why we, as practical bankers, we don't pay a check where crossing is cancelled even under authentication. That is the practical aspect of payment of checks. How the questions will be asked in this topic? Will there be a scenario where you have to identify the sections? Yes, Himabindu, there may be questions where there may be a scenario and you will be asked to take a stand. You will pay the check, you will not pay the check. Okay, check is altered, date is altered, date is cut and one more date is put. Will you pay the check or not? There may be a scenario. Or there may be specific direct questions like what is material alteration. Or will there may be a question like inserting the date is not a material alteration, but cutting the date is a material alteration, even with signature, true or false. So there may be a true or false question, or maybe there are 4 options, direct question, or they may quote you section, or they may ask you to define material alteration, and they may also ask you to differentiate between forged endorsement or endorsement, or as you rightly guessed, there may be a situation also. Maybe situational questions are also nowadays are more because they want to understand the situation more than mugging up, more than by hearting the sections, relevant sections. It is the applicability which is more important for us as either frontline staff or as managers or as pakka bankers. So there may be all types of questions. These days, there are such type of questions in JAIIB. Even though it appears very simple, sometimes you have to apply your mind and interpret. Yes. Yes, madam.
Sir, once again, sir, that lack spellings which are there, sir, which are different. How
LAC,
to take it, sir?
see, there are many people who write as LAK. But
yes, they're not good at language.
If there is, you see, it is the correct usage of word LAKH. But nowadays, you are all SMS experts, na? WhatsApp experts.
But sir, beyond that, like lack is written as LAKE. I have seen
some
many
people
times.
write as LAC. LAC. Actually,
LAC is also okay. LAKE, sir. Lake.
Some people write it like that.
Consider it or not, sir?
LAKE also.
Consider it or not, sir?
We will consider it. We will consider, because when you know that it is the same in words and figures, and after obtaining, especially some semi-literate people or illiterate people, if they write it like that, you obtain his confirmation. Today you have something called as positive pay. Positive pay is already an instruction to the banker to make the payment if it is otherwise not altered. So under such circumstances, you take the route of discretion and you pay it. Okay. Otherwise, you are also right in saying that LAK is wrong. We don't know whether it is lake or samudra or ocean. So you can return it also. Sorry to tell this, don't mention. You are explaining each and every topic very clearly. It's a good sign. All aspirants good with tempo. Yeah, acha, good. I am also afraid, Mr. Balaji. Anyway, for today, please have some liberty on me. From tomorrow, we'll strictly focus on, and the success on timely completion depends not on me, it's on all the candidates who are here. And most importantly, I wish that we should discuss than thinking of covering the syllabus, because you have all the time. Whenever something is not discussed here, you can also read it. You have the text material, you have the course material, and whenever you read something at your leisure and come up with some discussions or doubts, that will be more useful for everybody. So that way, we'll keep the session as participative as possible. That should be the approach in the coming days. Different ink used on check is material. No. Different ink used on check is not material alteration, but checks written in pencil, checks written in delible ink. In delible ink means ink which gets evaporated. These days we are using that chemical, na, lot of chemical, lot of frauds are happening. If it is in indelible ink, fine. Like indelible ink, when you go to voting, election, vote किया तो आपका finger पे, index finger पे they put some ink, na, indelible ink. That is okay, but you don't pay.
Different colors, sir.
Different
Different colors. Red, red.
Different color is okay. Especially date, it can be in any color. Especially if you use a dater, if you use the dater, it can be different. Some people have fancy, but it should be indelible. It cannot be pencil. It cannot be easily erased. And I think these are all your curious questions in practical banking. Nobody will be so fanciful that they will write in such colors and all that. But use your discretion. Use your discretion. If somebody is very particular about a particular type of ink, then you should respect it. But if you think that different ink is used is not material, different languages, fine. Okay, see, as it is, words and figures. We use English, we use, what is that, what numerals? Roman numerals. Yes, fine. People, instead of writing 1010, they will write X, isn't it? Date, 20th October, 20 by 10 into 21, you can put it. Different languages, write the name, name of the payee.
Solar dates are allowed, sir.
Allowed. Write the name of the payee in English. Words and figures in Kannada or Malayalam, because we don't know the spelling of the word THOUSAND or LACK or LAKH. Fine. But signature should be in the same language and as per the specimen provided. Just because I am fanciful and I am writing the checks in different languages, signature cannot be in different language. Signature has to be according to the specimen provided to the bank at the time of opening the account or at the time of reviewing the signature. Signature, you be careful. Color ink, different language.
And sir, today, due to the strike, the nationalized banks have return marked the check due to the technical reason. So bank is protected against that. If the sufficient balance is there and still they can mark a check because of the reason technical error.
Sorry, Kedar, I am not able to get you. Can you come back?
Sir, today I've got some check returned due to the nationalized bank strike. So they have said the technical error. And if the customer is having sufficient balance and still the check is returned due to the technical reason, so bank is protected against that. If any complaint, if any customer wants a complaint against that bank,
I'll answer you in two ways. If a check check is not presented at all. If we are on strike, how do you assume that it is presented? Check is not presented at all. If you are closed on Sunday, if you are closed on Sunday, if somebody says I have issued a check dated Sunday, it is as good as having not presented to you at all, because you are not available on the day when during business hours. There's a word called during business hours. When you are doing business, If I present the check, then it has to be paid. If you are on strike, that means you are already given a notice to the public that you are going to be on strike. Okay, this is one way of answering. Secondly, these days, this CTS clearing, and then that there is national hub and all that, na, strike or no strike, it is working round the clock on all the days, 365 days, except 2 or 3 days. There is a hub. There is a hub. This
Okay.
national clearing and all that is there. Na? The question of the frontline staff going on strike will not matter. Will not matter. Even today,
Okay.
except on 15th August and 26th January, it's working on all days, even on festival days. So the question of checks getting returned because you are on strike, it does not arise. Okay, for some reason, even if that happens, you can always say that we were not doing business. Okay, see, you have opened a shop. Let us imagine you have opened a shop. You are doing business. Tomorrow something uneventful happens and you suddenly close the shop. Can somebody come and fight with you? No, you have closed the shop. Why did you close the shop without giving us notice? No, these are all the hazards, practical hazards of banking. Okay, this is only hypothetical. Whatever you are saying is hypothetical.
Yes.
It cannot happen. So we'll stop at this. I am happy that so many doubts are cropping up and you are able to devote all that. You are all focused towards me. Today it's already 9:50. We'll stop here. From tomorrow we'll go in the top gear. Yes.
Sir, can you
small
please
request,
share,
sir.
sir, can you please share this PPT, sir, in group?
Sure. I think this is the responsibility of your class coordinator. I think our Biju or somebody else will be giving you all the material which is being shown here in the form of reading material. If not in the form of a PPT, the same thing with some other examples will be coming you as exhaustive reading material for you, maybe as a PDF document. You can talk to your coordinator for that. It will come to you.
Sir, for exam point of view, that IBS material and this one, these both will do, no, sir?
Yes, to a great extent, but more the merrier. If you think that you have time, more, if you think that you have to get some more information, some more knowledge from some more source, you can always, you are free to do it. But to a great extent, whatever is being discussed here, whatever is being shared with you, should be able to sail you through.
Sir, for getting past,
can we get-
this is enough, no, sir?
Yes, more than enough. Sir, give
Sir,
the
can we
line
get
one
the
line.
gist of section, sir?
Okay, I'll give that. I'll now take the last question for the day. Arun Kumar, sir, give payee dryer in one line. Will note it in my book. 3 parties to a check: dryer, dryee, payee. Payee is the beneficiary. Dryer is the account holder. Nothing but dryer means account holder. Payee means beneficiary. I think I have answered. Account holder or the person in whose the account is open is the dryer. The person to whom the payment is intended to is the payee.
But tomorrow morning also you have the same
Yes,
class?
same class, but I am told that a different group, it's a different group and it is another batch. So I may be repeating it. I will not be proceeding from wherever I have stopped today. Maybe tomorrow night I will continue from wherever I stopped. So it is considered as 2 different batches. So I'll be taking it like that.
Tomorrow also it is NI Act continuity.
NI Act. See, NI Act is the most important act, so we will spend more time on that. And maybe the other acts about which I told you in the beginning, we will give a bird's eye view. We'll make passing.
What is the timing, sir? What is the timing for that?
Tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 7. Tomorrow morning, 5:30 to 7.
If you like our content, do like, share and subscribe.